What's up, guys? Today is kind of like an update video for the 40 gallon. Not an update video, but actually we'll turn it into an update video. I've been expecting fish for this tank for a minute. I did a group order. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that we were doing a group order. Half of the fish I ordered didn't make it after they got to their second destination. That could have been really anything disease. They all just kind of got wiped out really early. But the other fish I got are fine now. But they were supposed to arrive this morning from North Carolina. And I woke up, went to go check if there was a box there. There was no box. I checked tracking. It said delivery attempt made. And usually when they do that, there's a little slip on your door that you can bring into the post office and get your stuff. So I didn't see a slip, so I checked again and it said delivery attempt made in Pendleton, which is where I used to live. And that is not where I live anymore. So I start freaking out. I drive down to the Pendleton post office and sit there for about 20 minutes, stressing out and figuring out what was going on. And eventually, they had the box. Luckily, the box was in the post office because the delivery attempt was made at my old address. I went there first before the post office to see if there was a slip there, which there wasn't, and the people who were inside didn't answer the door. But I went in. The delivery attempt was made at like 8 a.m., so the driver came back, unloaded his stuff, and took a new load. So the box was there. It was extremely stressful. Got home, unboxed all the stuff, and luckily all the fish that I was sent are alive. So I'll show you guys those guys now. All right, so just a little quick. The tank is doing well. The crypts aren't growing as tall as I had hoped, but obviously back here you can see lots of reds. There's an autosynclus on there. More on that later. But here are the first ones. These are, I'm not even gonna try to remember, it's Triphasis or something was the species. They're 3-line pencilfish. In my like the original order was 3-line pencilfish, 9 of these, all 9 are alive, and then I ordered 14 or 16 or 18 or something. Well, first I ordered ruby tetras, but then they told me they were out of those, so I ordered ember tetras instead, and all of those died in quarantine when they got to their second destination, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna have to, he's refunding me for those, so no harm done, but I'm gonna have to find a new schooling fish. These are Corydoras adelphoi, and they are very small. Like, that's my finger next to these little guys. Originally, I wanted Similis, Corydoras similis, and they had those on the website, but when we went to order, they said they were out of stock, unfortunately. But these are a little bit, these ones are a little bit more expensive, and they're not exactly what I wanted, but they're also very, very cool. So I'm gonna let these guys out, put them in the tank, let them kind of get situated, and then I'll do a kind of update on this tank and tell you guys what's been going on and what I'm planning on doing next. All right, so all the fish have been added. The pencil fish are doing great. They're just, immediately they were super chill. Corey's needed a minute to kind of get acclimated. This one little guy is stressing me out. He's just kind of, oh, there he goes. He wasn't very active at all for a while, but now he's obviously doing good. All of the fish just kind of sat there, or all the Corys just kind of sat in random spots until the big male Bolivian came over to check them out, and then they all started kind of swarming and schooling up. They're back there, if you can see. But yeah, I'm gonna go buy a lid for this tank because I don't want anybody jumping out, and I want to slightly reduce the amount of light. I'm hoping a polycarbonate lid is gonna reflect a little bit off because, as you can see, we're getting a lot of very like compact growth in here, and it's very bright, like dark colors and stuff like that. So that's what happens when you have a really bright light. You get deeper coloration and stuff. But if you look from the side, we're not getting a lot of height. So crypts tend to grow taller with lower light and more compact and lower to the ground with higher light. So I'm hoping if I reflect a little bit of that light with a polycarbonate lid, it'll reduce the amount of light in there and hopefully help those guys grow a little bit taller. But yeah, I'm gonna go buy that now and come back, and hopefully nothing terrible happens while I'm gone. All right, it's a few days later. Everybody is healthy and active still. It's really cool. There used to be a lot of algae down on the sand and on the stones, and I don't know if Corydoras adelphoi eat algae. I don't think they do, but it's gone, like, everywhere, pretty much. I still need to use my little thing to get all this extra substrate out of the sand. Let me. Yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know, you get one of these little things from like Publix or grocery store or whatever, and you go like this, and it gets the planted substrate out of the sand. So it's very convenient to clean up your foreground. Just like this. Some of these particles are a little bit big in this sand, but you get the idea, and then you just dump it in the back. I'm gonna do that in a minute, but just to close out this video, everybody is doing very good. Everybody's eating. The Corydoras like to swim around and kind of hang out with the autos, so the autos are much more active. They're kind of schooling with the Corys a little bit. The pencilfish are just kind of floating around like it's a Minecraft server. They don't really swim very much. They kind of just float. Plants are all doing very well, except for some of these guys in the back that aren't growing too much, which is kind of bumming me out. The Willisii is coming back finally, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully I'll be able to kind of plant this area. I'm still torn on whether or not I want to do it actually, but I think I'm going to do a partial carpet, keep the sand like non-carpeted, but in these little gaps, and then a little bit back in here and back in here, I'll do some kind of carpet plant, maybe a mixed carpet. I don't know yet, but yes, the last thing, the lid. So this is corrugated or twin wall polycarbonate. It's for greenhouses and stuff, but it's very rigid. Like you see, I'm holding it out. Doesn't bend very much, doesn't bend this way very easily either. So it's very stiff, better than glass because it's super lightweight and it's just super easy to mess with. But basically, yeah, you cut it to the size of your tank, you notch out all the little filter things you need. I took a hole saw and made a really ugly hole so I could just pick it up and out. But it's working very well. It's still a little bit wet because it just captures all that humidity. Am I putting this on right? Or am I putting it on backwards? Now this filter just needs to move a little. There we go. But yeah, just fits right in there. Snug, flush with the rim. There we go. Perfect. But yeah, super easy to make. I bought a giant thing from Home Depot. It was like 96 inches or something by 24 inches, I want to say. So it's really big, so you may need a truck. I barely fit it into my hatchback. It was bent a lot to make it fit, but it reluctantly went. But yeah, so that's the lid. There we go, now it's on. Really easy to make, just use a jigsaw with a wood blade, cut it all out, and then cut out the little notches there. You could probably even cut it with a box cutter if you really wanted to. But yeah, so that's the 40 gallon right now. Very happy with this scape. I love the scape. I'm about to do a water change on it. The Corydoras Adelphoi are back here, all eating. They're so cool. I can't wait till these guys start to grow up. I think that's as big as the pencilfish get. Where'd it go? That one right there. I think that's like their max size. The ram isn't bothering anyone. I'm gonna set up a quarantine tank so I can start getting some kind of ember tetras, like slowly collecting them, because there's a local store that gets them, but they get them in very small quantities. So I'm just gonna buy 4 or 5 at a time and wait and keep quarantining them until I have a bunch of them. And then, yeah, they like to do that. Until I have a bunch of them, and then I'll add them to the tank once I know they're disease free. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I try to keep this one shorter than the normal videos because it is just an update, but I'm working on the 75 gallon right now, and a cool surprise coming with the 55 gallon, hopefully, if I can afford it. Something that I've been wanting to do for a very, very, very long time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you next time.